Just keep it up. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back after a misadventure yesterday. We missed out on the Tier 3 race. Unfortunately, we didn't get to broadcast our race, but we are going to make it up for you guys today as we're going to Tier 2 at Spa. And joining me on the comms this week again is none other than Tipsy Bob. Hello, Tipsy.
Hello, Chief. Hello, boys. Yes, this old fella here, the two old boys, Chief, back on mic again.
Yep,
and normally it's fabulous is on comms, but he's having a few bit of I wouldn't be say technical difficulties, but it's more I think weather difficulties over in Greece, high risk of power cuts. So it's us again to commentate this race, Chief, and it's looking a little bit like it's gonna rain, Chief.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, and I see someone on an outlap on Enders, so I mean that pretty much confirms it, I think. But might be a bit early for Enders. I'm surprised people aren't out immediately just on those soft tires, just trying to get a lap in before the rain does start, because it looks like it's about to start any minute. And yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, we are. Oh, someone just got run off the road there. Who is that? AlphaTauri just ran someone off the road. I think it was a Williams. Maybe Dice. Nope. Yeah, I just saw someone get murdered. I think it was Kebab, maybe. I'm not sure. An AlphaTauri anyway took out someone, so that is not good on an outlap.
Sorry, Chief, I was just checking a few messages in there, getting behind the scenes to see what's going on. But also want to shout out to the people in chat while we're getting into this quali session. We always have the familiar faces, and we really do really. I don't know if you can hear that popping in the background, lads. I'm really sorry at people in my DMs, but yeah, we really do appreciate it. Everyone that calls out comes into the live chat. That's Mac and Kitty and Lepson and all the usual folk. They make it interesting not only for me whenever I read back, but also whenever if I'm on the mic too, Chief. I like to check in with what the folk are saying, because that's where the action is for me, is in the live chat.
I thought you swore there. What the folk are saying?
I would never say that.
Flipperino. Matt in the McLaren was the first guy out there on a timed lap. He started his run first, but is validated his lap, so we'll run back with the next car back, which I think is Dice, who also is invalidated. Yeah, I mean, we saw like yesterday's race. Well, we didn't see it, but we experienced it, where we saw a bunch of guys picking up a lot of penalties in the race. So this track, there is a bunch of places you can pick up penalties, but yeah, it really depends how much you push the limits on this track. And we're seeing Gurla on an outlap here, but I'm trying to find someone on an actual lap.
On the penalty situation, Chief, while you're looking for someone there, the penalty situation was a bit strange. I didn't get any. I didn't think I even got a warning on that track yesterday. But then the other people were getting penalties for nothing. Like I seen there was one moment, Chief, you were behind me, and then just because a ghost car vanished, you got a 5-second time penalty, which is crazy. So I suppose that could have had a reason why people did get so many penalties. It was just the game being a little bit bugged.
Yeah, it was a very strange race. I had fun. A lot of people didn't have fun, but that's the way it goes in league racing. As we are getting some times in here, as we're waffling on, Ron Cruiser does a 141.8 as his banker, so he is the championship leader at this time. Biting at his heels is our gamer, so maybe we'll run back with him. He looks like he's on a lap. He's in sector 2 and making his way through the right left-hander. And I believe this one's called Blanchimont, is that right, Bob?
I believe so, Blanchimont, yeah.
Or maybe this is it. This is Blanchimont, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't confirming the name, I was just saying that you said it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try and figure the names out as we go along. It's a very famous track. It's probably my favorite track, I would say. Not just to drive, but just as a track, it has everything you need. Fast corners. The Rouge section is a complete, yeah, it's a complete roller coaster. As our gamer crosses the line, 141.8, so he actually beats Run Cruiser, but beating him was Luke GDI in the Ferrari, 141.5. Some fast boys out there today, Bob.
Yeah, man, I'm just checking these times, like when you compare them to the tier 2 times, which were pretty quick for, or sorry, the tier 3 times, which were pretty quick for them. We're already into the low, well, mid-range 41s. I'm pretty sure that our gamer can definitely improve on that 41.8, even not saying that, it is a quick time. But there's still a couple of other tasty boys, if I can say that. That sounds so inappropriate, I don't mean to say, you know what I mean? Some quick guys, some fast guys, some tasty fellas, you know what I mean? Move on. Some quick guys in the grid that could do those times. Let's put it like that. But one thing I've noticed, Chief, is that Icewind and Scolian as an SK boy on intermediates. What's that all about?
Yeah, I'm not really understanding that too much. Maybe they're just putting a bit of extra rubber down for the other guys. Icewind, of course, joining us as a last minute reserve. We've got Kebab as well as another reserve, futuristic. Didn't get to race yesterday in Tier 3, so hopefully make it up for it today. I will be cheering him on. And who else is there? There is another reserve in there somewhere. I should know. I called him today. SLR Larson. That's it. And Lavi Visol are the reserves today. So yeah, there's a lot of championship points on the table today, and really our gamer needs to beat Run Cruiser in every race to keep his oar in with a shot at that title. But Luke GDI looking pretty formidable with that 141.5, and yeah, we're getting to the 10-minute mark of the session. Generally, you're going to get 3 runs in here, and some drivers on their second run already.
Yeah, one thing I would like to give a wee mention to as well is that Babs did say in chat, not to forget that I think we're streaming on Twitch as well, so Babs will be covering all the Twitch chat, and you'll most likely see me in the YouTube live chat. So there we go.
Yeah, we're branching out, so if you haven't subscribed to the Twitch channel, please do so. That would help us out a lot. Even if you do watch primarily on YouTube, just hitting that subscribe button does help us out a little bit, and we hope to continue on Twitch for the foreseeable future. But YouTube is the old faithful. I'm a creature of habit, and I just realized Lavi Fasol P5. That is a pretty solid time for him, 42.2. So I imagine like the front end of the grid, maybe the top 10 are all going to get within 41 unless it rains here.
Yeah, well, we don't. Oh, Dice is retired before he even gets to the race. Oh wait, hang on. Did he not have a quali ban? Oh, he did. Sorry, forgive me. I'm over all these quali bans. I'm sure you know, and should be keeping an eye on these. And Dice did get 2 individual penalties last week for 2 resetting the tracks. Anyone that's in the Discord knows at the very top of the general chat, the motto is "Do not reset the track," and so it's deemed quite harshly. Rightfully so, and so that would probably explain why he has got, well, he's retiring on track, or sorry, retiring in the pits. Retiring in quali.
He was on track though, Bob, so that does raise a few questions.
Oh no, Dice! So the rules are, people, if you get a quali ban, that means you do not take part in quali in any way. If that means you come out of the pits for like just half a lap and then come back in again, you've just violated your quali ban. And the result is that if you do that, you will have to serve your original quali ban, and you also get a quali ban on top of it. So Dice is now going to look at 2 more quali bans if he went out on track because of that.
Yep, indeed.
Sorry, repeat. Dan actually in the chat is saying that Dice didn't have a quali ban. I thought I seen he did.
He did have a quali ban.
So there was Dan, yes.
Wow.
Dan confirming that, so there we go. So he didn't have the quali ban. I thought he did. I thought I seen him.
Yeah. Well, Matt is on a lap here, Bob. I'm riding on board with him. He's looking pretty feisty. He's obviously trying to keep it within the limits as he invalidated his first run. doesn't even get a time on the table. He missed out in last week's race, so expecting big frame from him here today. He has improved over the last few seasons quite a lot, so let's see what he has in the tank as he makes his way down to the famous bus stop chicane.
Right, Chief, I'm just looking in the behind the scenes here to see what happened to Dice, and I think he actually had contact with a Ferrari.
Oh, Mako's P1, 41.4. And that is impressive. I thought he was like, keeping it within the margins and maybe bleeding a little time and sacrifice for getting a valid lap time in. But no, he was going all guns, hell for leather, and sets a 41.4. So the track is evolving as well. We have to take that into account, of course. Luke GDI on a lap here. Let's ride on board with him as he heads down to this very tight chicane. You need to send it in and carry as much momentum around as possible. The previously named No Name corner, it's got a new name now, but I'll always know it as No Name.
So, Chief, I can give you a wee bit of, I can fill you in, Chief. Apparently Dice brake pedal didn't respond, and he ran into the back of a Ferrari, of which I believe it was Mr. Iceman, which is why Dice is no longer here, no, not racing. And also, I did say last week about Matt whenever he couldn't race that it was a pity he couldn't have raced last week in Miami, because he was rapid in practice. Like, Kiko wasn't dropping him that quick. Yeah, so I am not surprised at all, Chief, to see Matt here up currently P1. Stay on super lap.
Yeah, but I think that time is about to be beat. Luke GDI was carrying a lot of speed through Sector 2. It was up in his delta by just over a tenth. So let's see, as he crosses the line here, is he going to take a P1 spot here? Yeah, he does indeed. It's a 41.2. Oh my word. That is incredible.
You're getting a bit of stick in chat, Chief. Lepson says, at least we have one fast Matt in SLR.
I mean, I did finish ahead of him yesterday, and I just want to point that out. Like, although I have to give props to him, like we came from P15 to P3 and P4.
Yeah, Lep. So there. Don't throw stones in glass houses, son.
We're on the mic. We have all the power right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a lap there from Luke GDI. Let's see who else is in the running here. I think Gurla did improve on that lap. He's up to 41.6, P3 for him. Argamer, is he on a lap right now? He's finished his lap, 41.8 currently for him. Run Cruiser must have abandoned his second run. He will have one more chance out there. Luke Wessel's just span at the end of Camel Straight. What do you call that section again? That's the...
Don't ask me, Chief. All I know is Eau Rouge, Blanchiment, and that's it.
Damn, I wish I studied this track map more.
Well, we've got 4 minutes to go, Chief, so everyone's going to be... The guys in the pits will be probably waiting, most likely, till it hits around about the two-minute mark to get their tires up to, good temperature. That's what I was going to say. I see guys weaving a lot, and there are other ways, let's just say, of heating up your tires that doesn't involve that. That's all I'll say.
Interesting, yeah.
Legitimate ways, by the way. I have to point that out. Legitimate ways.
Yeah, I was always really bad at tire warming, but now I'm really good because I found I knew the secret.
You know the secret juice, yeah. I actually did know it, but I actually knew the secret juice, but it was like I wasn't using the secret juice to the full potential, let's say, until I was reliably informed by people I would hold in high regard in SLR in Tier 1. They let me know this, and it's like completely game changer. I have went from finishing the top 3 to now last. So
wow.
I've been sabotaged, Chief.
Alright, well, let's have a look at... There's a few guys on outlaps here. I think Fox is the first guy out there, so I'm going to have a run and see how Fox is doing here. He is another reserve out there today from Tier 1, so we expect good things from him. Currently P12, 42.8. I'm sure he can go much faster than that. I have to say, Bob, we did expect rain at the start of the session. The clouds were looking pretty grim out there, but No, it's all sunshine and happy days out there now.
Yeah, man, he's actually Fox is coming
Oh,
to the pits.
what? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and
Gurla
Gurla
out as
retired.
well.
Yeah, and P3 too. That's a good lap from him. Thing about Fox before he was going to start that lap, I was going to say that he was saying he hasn't been practicing much, but he enjoys Spa quite a lot, and that's why he is here today. Of course, it'd be good practice for him tomorrow.
Indeed, and explain this one as well. I got Futuristic out there on mediums. Sorry, his fastest time was on a medium, so he's about to start his soft run lap, his only soft run of the session. He did put it in P3 yesterday with a pretty solid time. I think it was around about 42.2, which would only be P9 in this session. That's crazy.
That's nuts, dude. And it's good to get Kebab and Futuristic here because they did miss out in that thing we had yesterday. Well, we thought it was just one guy, which general rule of thumb is we never really restart for one guy, but it turned out to be more than one guy, so alas. So it's good that they get their another wee bite of the cherry, let's say, today.
Yeah, as I say, I'm secretly rooting for Futuristic. I know he has pace and could do well out here, but I mean, one thing we haven't really discussed is Spa does tend to throw up a few safety cars, and we saw that again yesterday. There's at least 3. I think there's a VSC or 2 thrown in there into the mix for good measure. A lot of places he can die here. Rouge is probably the most formidable, but there are plenty of other places he could lose it as well, as we're about to see here. Futuristic heading into this tight right-hander, and round about here you see this outside wall. It sticks out a little bit. If you run a bit too wide onto the curb, you can clip it and it will spell death for you, certain death. And
So I was going to say, sorry Chief, just before you start this lap, I was going to say about that curve and that wall, what I found in previous games, and I don't know if it does it this one, is that curve used to suck you off into the so again, it used to suck you onto the wall, which is what I would find. But it doesn't seem to be doing it this time.
I need to talk to this kid soon after this race, I think. Futuristic goes P11, 42.5 was all he could manage out there, but we do have a bunch of the top guys now. Matt on a lap here, just heading into sector 2, is slightly up on his time, heading into this kind of tight, I was on my tongue twister there, a tight twisty section, and yeah, let's see what Matt can do.
Sorry, Chief. I never know what I'm going to say half the time anyway, as you notice.
Yeah, we're just making it up as we go along.
Oh yes, Babs does make a good point there, talking about this switcheroo. But he doesn't like that word, so that means I'm going to use it every day.
Yeah, and the track, it's dry, so it's not moist. Just want to point that out as well.
Oh yeah, so it's not going to, we're not going to have much. Yeah, okay, I'll stop.
Oh, Matt is up in his time. He is up by, let's see, 0.177. Is that enough for pole? It is not, but he might be able to find a bit of extra time heading into this bus stop chicane. You can lose a lot of time here or gain it. You have to be really brave on the brakes and try to carry a bit of speed through this right and left hander. Get on the power as early as possible, maximizing the track. Looks like Matt does that. Little bit of a, oh, and he does, he takes it, it goes pole. It's 41.184. He pulls out of the bag. What's Luke GDI gonna do in response? He is also up in his time, just under a 10th, and that would be enough to put him pole. So again, it's all going to come down to this run into bus stop chicane. Is he going to be able to do it? Is he going to be able to carry that small delta increase? Let's have a look as he sends it through. The right-hander misses the second apex a little bit. Might cost him a little bit of time on the run down to the start-finish line. And he does indeed lose all that time. Icewind in the background though. P3 puts it up to. Run cruiser across the line. P4 for him. So Gerda obviously unable to finish his lap as he is out of the session. Gerda at P5. Our gamer also abandoned his lap, was invalidated it looks like. So P6 start for him. And running up the top 10 then, Labby Fasol, Nykow and Larson, and then Bebix.
What was I going to say there? Our gamer was on a lap, but he was stuck in, I wouldn't say stuck in traffic, so to speak, but he was kind of distracted. You could tell that I was kind of putting him off, and there was a Red Bull, I believe it was Luke, that was spinning in the fast, was it the Poulon they call it? The fast left-hander. Gamer was literally going around that when the Red Bull spun off in front of him, so that naturally will put you off. But I didn't see where he got that penalty. And Kitty saying here that, oh, Babs was asking, Kitsune, why you hit me? But no, Babs, that's for me. That's for me because I'm saying switcheroo. That's for me. But yes, excellent lap from Matt. The man has shown amazing pace. Beginning at the end of the last season, and then definitely all this season, he just gets faster and faster and faster. And not to go on again, but I did say I was quite sad that we didn't see him racing last week, because I think he probably could have been up there at pole. But it's good to have Matt there at P1. But it's quite tight, Chief. It's quite tight. Top three, but even those between the top two, there's nothing much to separate them.
Yeah, and Icewind, we saw him last week. He won the race, his first Tier 2 win. And sometimes you get that, you get a win, and it breaks the, breaks the, well, what's that term? There's like a saying, something to do with duck's back or something, I don't know. But basically, once you get your first win, it kind of opens the floodgates to other wins, gives you that confidence, that belief that you can go on to win other races. Icewind cannot be counted out in P3 here.
I think that saying you're talking about is water off a duck's back.
Yeah, I think I mixed up my
yeah, but that doesn't apply though.
I know.
Because anyone that doesn't familiar with that saying, that generally means if something that doesn't really bother you that much, it's like water off your duck's back. It just rolls off you, just carelessly.
Yeah, I'll find out what that actual saying was after the race. But yeah, guys are in their grid slots, ready for the race. They're picking their strats, their fuel loads, and just having a last moment before the green lights go and we get this race underway. And it looks like blue skies as well, so maybe it's definitely a dry start, but is it going to be a dry race? We shall find out shortly.
I'll be interested to see the tire strats too. I'm still waiting for players to say it, but I can hear the countdown, Chief, so I think we might be ready to go.
Lepson says the monkey off your back. Lepson is correct. Thank you, Lepson.
Ooh. So here we go, Chief. The lights are on at Spa. And off we go. And Matt leads the way of the field in Belgium Spa, as everyone seems to be getting away pretty nicely so far. It is quite common to see a lot of collisions turn one, in Spa, but this is going to go all the way right down to the end of Eau Rouge, Chief, and there's not much switcheroos going on. Luke does get past Larson. I can see further back there, but all jostling.
Bob, Luke is challenging for the win, as is Icewind. It's free wide heading into this first corner after the Camel Straight. Oh, and Icewind had to compromise his line a little bit there, allowed Run Cruiser to get past him, as well as Gerlis, who Icewind dropped 2 positions here. He's actually gained 1 back, and Futuristic has retired from the session. We have a full course safety car. Oh my word, Futuristic has died on lap 1.
Man, Spa has not been Futuristic's friend this week. I mean, he got disconnected and booted out of his own lobby yesterday. Didn't get the race, and then stick him back in, and he doesn't even make 1 lap. I will point out that he has broken Dice's record as the first retiree of every race, almost, I think. So well done.
Yep, and just have a look at what happened there again. Luke getting off to a really good start. Was on those soft tires, so obviously that better start he got from the better grip of those soft tires paid off massively. And this early safety car, I mean, you're kind of... Everybody's not going to pit, I imagine, unless they've got some kind of issue like front wing damage. Doesn't make sense to pit at this point in the race. Maybe if you're at the back, you might think about going for medium strategy or medium soft. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's going to pit here. We'll have a look and see as everybody makes their way around.
Yeah, Chief, I mean, it doesn't really make sense for me to pit either. If I was any of these guys, if anyone does, though, I mean, look at Big Slabby and Icewind. I mean, they're sitting nicely on these hards, reasonably high up the grid. If anything does happen, we have got a couple of guys in the pits. We've got Larson and Skolin. I think I'm saying that right. into the pits. Whether they've got damage or not, I don't know. I'll have a wee check here. Skolin is getting a front wing change, yes, and Larson is just getting a tire change. So yeah, we'll see how this works out for them, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, the guys at the back, I mean, I would pit if I was at the very back of the grid. There's nothing to lose. Get a fresh set of tires on. You can kind of adapt a little bit and make it pay off later in the race. But for now, Luke GDI in the lead of this race. One lap old softs. Icewind, interestingly, in P4, he went for the hard tires, which might explain why he was struggling a little bit and got overtaken by Run Cruiser and Gerla, although he did get that position back from Gerla. But our gamer as well, deciding to start on these soft tires. Still in P6, so wasn't able to make any use of those soft tires.
Yeah, the soft runners, well, definitely the guys that started on them. Usually around, what is it, lap 8, 9-ish, you usually start to feel the drop off, and then after that it's quite quick. But I have found, Chief, in my running here, the softs and the mediums are kind of a bit of a samey. They're quite a bit of a muchness. The softs, yes, initially are quicker, but overall I generally find them to be quite the same.
Yeah, especially after about 3 laps. Most of the tires kind of have the same delta after a few laps. And that's one thing I've noticed as well, is like even at the end of the soft tires run, they're still on par with medium tires that have ran a few laps. There is a major drop off point at the end though that you have to be wary of on those soft tires, but yeah, generally speaking, the tires are quite balanced once the initial rubber is worn off. So I think the safety car goes against these soft runners. Obviously you want to get the most out of these softs in the first few laps of the race, but under safety car conditions you will pick up tire wear and not be making use of it in race conditions.
Yeah, I kind of agree, because they'd be wanting to just scoot off into the distance, get out of the DRS gap, and then make that bit of a cushion or a window that they could pit if there was a safety car. But the fact that it's come out so early kind of scuppers them. Fabulous Babulous in chat saying that on Twitch, where we're also streaming over there, they're betting that there will be between 2 and 3 safety cars today, Chief. And Samim is Hunt TV, if anyone doesn't know, he thinks our gamer's going to get a podium today, and he also says that he thinks someone from the top 3 will DNF. That's a big call.
We will find out soon enough, I think. But yeah, I think 2 to 3 safety cars makes sense. We had one on the first lap, so yeah, that's probably indicating that there will be at least one more safety car in this race. Although we are in lap 3 already of 22.
I think also, Chief, that it's the nature of Spa that it's such a great racing track that you can theoretically, I can't say that word. Theoretically, there we go. You can theoretically fight in every corner almost, or overtake on almost every corner. So it basically opens up the entire track, to gain positions if you've got a run on someone. And so thus that does breed its own nature of causing these incidents, because if almost every corner is attackable, let's say, then it just increases the likelihood of collisions, because there will be more chance of more cars fighting more corners. So it's just simple maths. It's likely to get more safety cars.
Indeed, I agree. And just looking at positional changes, Dice has made the most position changes, 4 positions gained, as has Grazi Joes. Then Basco, he's made up 3 positions, as has Bebix. So Bebix up from P10 to P7. So some moves were made in that initial phase of the race as we were getting the safety car in this lap message.
Yep, safety car in, Chief, and we're going to see how this is going to work out for these guys. So that safety car has definitely really mixed things up, but we'll see how that turns out, Chief, with the tires. I'm interested to see how early or late Luke goes. I would imagine he'll go late, right at the bus stop's corner. As soon as he gets out of the exit, he'll probably hit it then, because going a bit early, runs the risk of someone sending it on you.
Yep, indeed. And you were leading a safety car restart yesterday, so yeah, you know what it feels like to be in that position. You were also in a Ferrari as well.
That's right. But that didn't turn out too well.
Yeah, let's not talk about
Oh,
that. But
Luke also
Luke
has.
is off.
I was going to say Luke also has an almost green helmet too, so he's following the wave. I've only been supporting it for the past 5 years, but anyway.
Yeah, and he's almost a second ahead of Matt already. So that early start there caught Matt napping a little bit, and Luke's going to look to use these soft tires, the grip of the soft tires, to pull a 1 second gap. It is a big ask, but he's got 2 laps without DRS, which is to his advantage, in which to do it. So I think Luke is in pretty good position right now to try to break from this lead pack.
Yeah, man. Everyone's kind of sitting, holding fort for the moment. Of course, everyone will be waiting for that beautiful DRS to open up to give all these guys this extra slipstream. So they're all holding position 4 now. I'm just keeping a wee eye on the deltas here so you can see if someone is having a close. I'm having a good look here off Night Cow. I did get a good view yesterday of watching him, and he is not afraid to go for it. We're getting yellow.
Basco's fallen down the order. He has came off at the hairpin, so I'm not sure if that was contact or driver error, but he is currently now last.
Yeah, but don't fear if you're last this early on in Spa, because the chances of another safety car are quite high.
Yep, and Laika is going for that move on Lavi Vasul. Does it run the outside? I don't know if Lavi Vasul made a mistake there coming out of Puyon, but Naikau gets by and up to P8, so he is loving life on those mediums as Lavi Vasil goes wide there and probably picked up a warning.
Yeah, and Naikau has got a lot of like race pace. I noticed in Spa, and yesterday, like he will go for it. If there's a gap, he'll go for it. I just worry that maybe sometimes he's a bit too eager and it'll cost him in the long run. But certainly it's working for him well here, up to P8 on these mediums.
Yep, and Luke has increased that gap to 1.4, so he's doing everything he needs to do. He needs to really make these softs work right now because the race will start falling away from him. I'd say in about 2 laps time, maybe 3 laps, as we did have that safety car, so the softs may run a lap or 2 longer than usual. But I tell you what, Matt is coming under great pressure here from Run Cruiser. Run Cruiser gets past without the use of DRS, just using ERS to get that move done, and he didn't have to use too much of it either. Once he got past, he was happy enough to just let it be, and he moves up to P2, so good move from Run Cruiser for position.
Yeah, man, and there was another move just behind him as well. Our gamer getting up to P5 there, getting past Gurla, trying to make use of these softs, use them while they last, because they're not going to last forever. And of course these harder compound guys will start to get that little bit of an edge on the rest of them.
Molio, who's Joel in chat, says look to sprint away and 2-stop. I don't think that is going to happen unless there's some crazy stuff with safety cars, but 1 stop is possible here. Soft to hards or even soft to mediums is possible, especially with that safety car.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, the strategy would have been 1 stop anyway, regardless, because most people that's what they would be doing. So 2-stop was unlikely even without the safety car, to be honest.
Oh, we have a call here. It's schooling on Kebab. Although Kebab gets a better exit from Blanchemont and increases that gap, so he holds on to P15 for now. But yeah, lots of battles throughout this field. DRS now enabled this lap, so we may see a move here from Matt on Run Cruiser. Icewind as well is waiting in the wings, as is our gamer, who's closed up and is now within that 1 second DRS range of Icewind.
Yeah, so we're going to see now, Chief, the power of this DRS. Although all the gaps are quite significant, that they probably won't get a move done. Although Matt, Chief, is definitely lining up Rune Cruiser here. He is deploying a little bit of battery. It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. Yeah, and he backs out of that. Good job, Matt. Too many times we see people sending it. Night Cow passing it on BBix, making use of the DRS. Merci, madame. My wife's just bringing me a lovely cup of tea. Merci, madame. But yeah, Night Cow is definitely marching up the order here, Chief.
Yep, and Larson as well. Larson, Kebab is struggling here for some reason. He's dropped 2 positions. And JC in P17. I'm surprised to see him so far down the order. I know Basco had an issue early on there, but JC usually is up in the top 10 at least. So he is struggling out there today.
Yeah, and Babel is saying that he says the softs will last 11 laps. Leps saying it's 11 is a stretch. You can kind of get them to 11. It is a bit of a stretch, but the only thing is there was that safety car, so they wouldn't have been getting worn quite as much, so they could probably quite safely get them to 11 laps. So Bams, I think, might be right here.
Yeah, and I'm looking at our gamer right now. He's dropping, well, he did drop out temporarily from that DRS range off Icewind. So having to use a bit of ERS just to get back within range, I think that's crucial for him. But this may be indicating the softs are starting to fall off, as he is struggling to maintain that gap. He will get DRS this lap. He gets it on start finish rate, and then on the run down to Rouge, you will see this DRS marker, this detection point. Dice is out. Dice is out. He's out on the start finish. Is that start finish? Yep, he's came together with Larson. So Dice is out of this race, and we do have a safety car, Bob. We have another safety car. This suits the soft runners down to the ground. Luke will love life right now. It's lap 7, so he can switch to hards or even mediums.
Man, this is... I just caught the absolute tail end of that. And there was someone just spinning and in the wall. And I think it might have been Dice, so I don't know what happened. Can't comment at all. But as you said, Chief, this is just an absolute gift to Luke and our gamer for sure. Because they're going to get off these softs. They're not going to lose any real time. Oh, damn it, Fox gets a drive-through penalty. So this is an absolute gift to them. But also, I'm just watching Larson. Larson must have significant wing damage. Does he have a wing at all? No, he doesn't. He's got no wing at all, so he's going to limp back. But yeah, interesting to see what happened there. I'm wondering, did Dice have more technical difficulties with his pedals again to cause that? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll keep you posted, Chief. I'll do a bit of what do you call your man, Ted? I'll do a bit of Ted work here and behind the scenes to try and find out what happened to Dice.
I can't wait. I can't wait to find out what it was this week. Is Larson? I'm just thinking Larson won the race yesterday. He somehow managed to navigate all those safety cars. But another thing I want to point out is Icewind in P4 is in a very tough spot. These hard runners. What do you do if you're on hards right now? Do you switch to the mediums and hope they last to the end, or do you just stay out on these old hards? We'll find out as Icewind is choosing to pit, so he's going to come in and put on mediums, I reckon.
So if I was on the so I made the mistake yesterday, Chief. Plus, I wasn't thinking right because my pedals were all over the place. But I should have come in when you guys did come in for the hards. Now, hindsight is a wonderful thing, as we all know. If I was these medium runners, yes, I would 100% come in and put the hards on because it's a win-win situation. You put the hards on, they're going to last to the end, so that's all right. If there's no safety cars, and if there is a safety car, you can come back in and stick on the softer compound like everyone else. So I think it's almost a no-brainer. Stick the hards on.
And I just looked at Icewind there. He double stacked, and that double stack was enough to cost him position to our gamer. So our gamer made up a move there. Nikau deciding to stay out on those old mediums. Few guys deciding to stay out, so they're willing to take a gamble here. B-Big's another one of those guys, Luke Wetzel, but yeah, Luke GDI switches to the medium tires. Interestingly, Run Cruiser goes on to hards, Matt on hards, our gamer on mediums, as is Icewind, who was forced onto those mediums pretty much. Yeah, interesting times out there, interesting times.
Trying to find out here, Chief, what happened to Dice and a few swear words, but he says he just can't drive. But it turns out he says that his clutch stopped working and he speed runned, is how he put it, or he speed ran, past tense, so he speed ran to change springs. Hang on, what? Hang on, I'm reading this literally live. Did he actually get off his seat to run to change the springs whilst in the middle of a race?
Wow.
The skill level of Dice is just off the scale. Yeah, something about his throttle control, and he tried to change his springs. Alas, he has having pedal trouble.
Just dice things, I guess. I'm reading chat, and I have to read out this comment. Lepson saying wings are overrated, and Kitsune saying birds would disagree, and Lepson saying KFC as well. So lots of banter in chat today, which is great to see.
You know what, Kitty? Okay, I'm going to let Lepson into a wee secret here, right? Whilst we're waiting for the safety car to go around, because he's probably not coming in this lap. I'm going to let Lepson know. So Kitty tells me that she loves going on to the live chat, right?
Yeah.
And she always talks about there are certain guys on that she has fun with. She loves, seeing Mac on it. But she specifically likes talking to Lepson because she says Lepson is good crack, which is, of course, is Irish. If you just don't know, that's a kind of an Irish way of saying, he's good fun. He's a good laugh. And so there you go. Kitty, Lepson is trying to steal my wife.
Live on air, man. Highly intellectual conversations. There you have it, yeah. So while you're doing commentary, your wife is being serenaded by Lepson. How's that feel, Bob?
I feel no threat whatsoever because I am pretty confident. Can I say this? No, I can't. No, I can't.
We speak after, yeah.
I was just going to mention something about girth.
Yeah, let's quickly move the conversation along. Our gamer, so let's see, our gamer on fresh mediums. Yeah, so what do you reckon? What do you reckon here, Bob? I saw Nikai, where did Nikai, he didn't, he's P1, Bbix. There was another guy stayed out, he must have went to the pits, Luke Wetzel. So Luke Wetzel deciding to stay out initially, but he's changed his mind and went in and put those hards on and is now P17. So that late decision from him cost him a lot of time and a lot of positions.
Yeah, so Nikai and Bbix not pitting, Chief. So Bbix will, I think, comfortably, maybe not comfortably, but he will most certainly get to the end. Nikai, will he get to the end though? That's the question, Chief. 8 lap old sub mediums, and he's got over another 10 plus laps to do it. Not sure. I think really, look, this race is continuing as pretty much the way it started. It's going to be Luke, Ruin Cruiser, and Matt. However, because we are starting kind of neutral, safety car in this lap, we do have 2 fast boys in the guise of our gamer and Icewind on fresh mediums as well. So they most certainly can play a factor into this. And as you always said, Chief, I always remember you saying it, safety cars breed safety cars. And if there's one track you're going to get more breeding of safety cars, it's Spa.
Indeed, yeah. And Bbix P2 does have to pit again, yeah. I mean, if you're the front 2 guys, what are you thinking right now? I mean, if you're Nikai, you do have a bit of a buffer to these fresh, tired guys in P3 and beyond. But if you're Bbix, yeah, you're going to want to get a move on Nikai as soon as possible. We'll offer some temporary... Oh, are we about to get underway here? Yeah, I think...
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
To answer your question, though, I think Bbix and Nikai will be thinking exactly how you felt yesterday, that you were screwed.
Yeah, but look at this. Look, GDI is already past Bbix before the end of the start-finish rate, and that superior grip down the inside. So just Bbix losing out big time here. The Run Cruiser as well gets past, and I think everybody behind is going to try and get past Bbix as soon as possible. They don't want to lose track of this front pack. But for now, Nikai is leading the charge down to turn 1. Is he going to get a move put on him by Luke GDI? Luke using a lot of ERS, gets alongside, as does Run Cruiser. Run Cruiser wanting to follow through, but I think Nikai feeds into P2, so Run Cruiser losing out there, but tries to go around the outside. Run Cruiser deciding to stay behind for now. Oh, he's so much... yeah, that was a bad move from Run Cruiser. A bit of a late dive. Stuck his nose in and gets it chopped off. We saw that in PGSL, Runhar and Opmir. Pretty much a mirror image of that incident. As,
hey, Chief,
yep.
you know what I said for the safety car restart? Icewind and Our Gamer are two people that will factor in this. Look at Our Gamer. He's up to P3, capitalising on this all around him. Icewind did have a run on him as well, but he had to back out. Icewind has another look at Matt as well. This is getting tasty. What's happening up ahead, Chief? Our Gamer passes Nike. I told you Our Gamer would factor in this. Icewind is getting held up massively by these guys. But Matt also, Chief, is going for the move now on BBix. He's flooring it. He's deploying. Oh, don't run, collision. Don't run too close there, lads. We had an incident there yesterday.
Yeah, Icewind fall through, yeah. He's past him, but is he going to be able to come out of the bus-stop chicane ahead of him? Oh, and there is a tap on the back of Matt. Matt's car sliding across, but he managed to regain control. And BBix dropping down the order. Matt P4, Icewind P5, Gurla up to P6.
Smeltoad having a wee look up the inside of BBix as well. BBix really struggling these hard. So I did say he's going to sink like a stone, and that's exactly what's happening. Look further back passing. But yeah, all these guys were all eager to get past him. The next guy.
Oh, and it's out side by side through Rouge and Our Gamer ghosts, and I think that saved him because there was a lot of contact happening there. He's still ghosted for some reason. Is he dropped out of this session? I think he has maybe disconnected at this point.
Yeah, and we're going 3 wide here, Chief, for this race, the lead. And look, it's a McLaren. Hang on, there's something not right here because I'm getting a... Oh, that is. Hang on. No, look how far Luke is. Literally, I thought he was fighting this battle. But no, Luke is checking out here. He's 4 seconds up the road. We're still getting a battle here between Nike and Smelto. And then Our Gamer, yeah, Chief, something's wrong with Our Gamer. He must have disconnected.
Yeah, that was a crucial point of the race there, and that is extremely bad luck from Our Gamer. But getting back to the other guy we were looking at is Icewind up to P3, so he has profited. But yeah, as you said, Luke is just running ahead. The guy's battling behind, has played into his hands. That gap is 4.3, so Matt has work to do, as does Icewind. Gurla also in that second pack. Oh, what's happening?
JC had contact with, who was that, BBix, and that took out BBix. BBix retires on track. Oh, I seen that. And it took out another driver. Who was that? It was an Alpine as well? Or maybe that was Kebab.
Oh, big cluster heading into the bus stop chicane section of the track, and it's the 2 Haas boys. We've got a Mercedes in there as well. And, oh, there's a lot of jostling for position here. BBix has joined, it said. So did he disconnect? Is that what caused all those issues?
No, he was running side by side down to that second or whenever that corner was called, and it looks like the Red Bull taps his front right, pushes him into the wall, and ends his race.
Oh dear, that is not good for him. Run Cruiser is in damage limitation mode. He is leading the championship, but that error from him, that send, is costing big time, as Matt is getting passed by Icewind, and Matt is getting passed by Gurla as well. Maybe, no, Gurla's hanging back, so happy to hang back for now. So the McLaren guys are running quite tight together. I am seeing some weird glitches in this race though. I wonder if there's issues for the drivers as well.
Yeah, some kind of wee twitch. The drivers are a wee bit twitchy, a wee bit of lagging going on as well.
So I think what we need to do is look at these top 2 Ferrari guys, keep an eye on that gap, but the McLaren guys can work together here a little bit. Maybe you know, oh, what happened there? I saw another glitcher, Ferrari glitch backwards.
Yeah, Bob's in chat saying that all we're missing now is rain. And I kind of agree with him. A wee bit of rain would spice things up, but at the same time, it's already exciting as it is, Chief, with all this fighting, trying to navigate these guys that did not pit.
Yeah, Icewind is closing that gap down though, now under 4 seconds. Matt out of DRS range off Icewind, so we'll be working to get that under control, but he is down to 14% ERS. His teammate behind 48% ERS, so it might be a good idea to let Gurla get ahead and pull him towards Icewind, but I don't know if those guys are actually in VC together and working together. I assume not at this point, but yeah, Our Gamer P6, he's back in the car, and yeah, he's back to his starting position of the race, P6.
Larson did a nice move there for P13. Race winner yesterday, of course. I think it's his first race win in SLR since being here, and he's been here a long time. And he is just taking off now after Luke Wetzels. We got a move in P3, Chief.
Yep.
We got Gurla passing Matt.
So that does make sense, as Gerla does have a little bit more ERS, might be able to pull these guys forward, but they've dropped a little bit more to Icewind in that little battle of theirs, and the gap is 2.3.
Oh! Sorry, forgive me, Chief. Luke Wetzel's nearly lost it. A massive twitch. I don't know what's going on. He is really struggling for grip on the exit of these corners. I think he must be feeling the pressure from Luke or from Grazie Jost. But once again, as we've seen winning races, Grazie uses a lot of battery. He has nothing to fight with. And that word I use, spiciness, is getting a bit of chat here from Joel, trying to pull one on me here, saying that he thought water reduced spiciness, but his kitty points out his milk. But also, quickly point out, bananas also is a good way of getting rid of spiciness. Chief Larson's also squeezing up on the back of Grazie Jost. Like I said, Grazie Jost has no battery. This is the price you pay, folks. I know I go on a lot, but this is the price you pay for using too much battery too soon.
Yep, Larson making moves up to P12, so that early incident of his with Dice, he's recovering nicely as his run cruiser. There is a move up ahead. It's our gamer on Smelto into turn 1. Our gamer slowed down there before the ERS detection line, and that's a wise move from him, as he will now get ERS enabled for, DRS enabled for this run down Camel Straight. It's a long straight, and you're going to see this move pulled off from our gamer. He's going to go around the outside. Lobby Vassil's going to try and follow through, but yeah, 2 cars ahead. Oh, and Smelto almost losing the car there as he tried to make the corner. Our gamer up to P5.
And as I predicted there, Larson did zoom past Luke Wetzel's, and Grazie Jost had nothing to say with it, because he's got no battery to keep up with these guys. So he's going to drop back even further soon and into the grasps of Fox, lurking back in P14.
Indeed, and this gap from Icewind to Luke has kind of stabilized around the 4-second mark, so Icewind will need to find a few tenths here or there per lap to try to get that under control again. Seems he's faster in some sections and not as fast in other sections. I wonder if it's the same as last week. He ran a different setup to everybody, so he was gaining in the tight twisty section and then losing on the straights. And that might be the case here, as he is gaining in this twisty part of the track, but going onto the straights, he's going to lose it all again. But both Ferrari guys are pulling a lead over these McLaren guys now. 3 seconds to Gerla from Icewind.
Lepson saying that he's taking notes. These guys didn't know that. You don't use it all in 3 laps. Yes, Leps. Yes. It'd make you so much better. You don't use so much battery in the first 3 laps.
We've got Matt on Gerda running down Rouge. We're going to ride on board with Matt as he makes his way for Rouge. It's quite the experience, flat out. And you just want to hug that right-hand curve and then run on the left-hand curve. It looks like Matt will get this done. He's 3 tenths behind. He will have DRS open. He doesn't need to use any ERS whatsoever. And gets that move done pretty neatly. Makes the corner nicely and up to P3 for Matt. So this fighting is costing these guys a bunch of time, and I don't think there's any team orders in McLaren today, so we might see some further fighting from these guys. And I'll tell you what, who's benefiting massively from this fight with the McLaren is our gamer, up to P5 and 1/10 off the back of Gerla.
Yeah, he is got so much more pace. You can see here in these corners, Chief, that it is only a matter of it is only a matter of time before he does get his move done on Gerla, and this will of course release Matt, because Gerla is now going to have to try and keep a focus on Gamer. But of course Gamer doesn't have a lot of battery to fight with, but neither does Gerla to defend with. So you might see a wee bit of a switcheroo, Chief.
Yeah, a couple of penalties came in there as well. Run Cruiser and P9. That is not good for him. He is the championship leader. I know I've said that several times now, but that is so crucial. That 3 seconds might take him out of the points, but we'll see as the race progresses, as there is more penalties coming in. Luke Wetzel schooling with a fresh 3 second penalty as well. And I'm looking at our gamer here, still looking pretty feisty behind Gerla. And I imagine he's going to get this done, but Gerla does have a bit of protection. He does have DRS off the back of Matt, so our gamer needs to be as close as possible, and he is. running down into Eau Rouge, and Slipstream, ERS, DRS.
Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, I think he's going to get it done. Both of the guys are almost out of ERS, but our gamer getting that move done nice and early, and he is up to P4. And is he going to go for a move on the other McLaren? Is it going to be a double McLaren overtake? Oh, he tried it down the inside there. Oh, and Matt comes out and hits him. Not much space left there for Matt, but I don't think Matt was aware that our gamer was still hanging in there. And yeah, our gamer up to P4, so he is doing well to get this race back under control. Luke Wessels is out of the session. We've got a full safety car. It's a third safety car, and we saw there Luke Wessels at the side of the road. Another victim of Spa.
Yeah, Spa does, as you say, catch another one in its jaws, Chief. And a couple of things there to point out. So the Twitch boys were right. They said they reckon to be around about 3 safety cars. They were right. And I did point out that Luke, because there's 2 Lukes, the Red Bull Luke. I did point out earlier that he was really struggling on the exit of those corners, kept really twitchy. Didn't see what happened to him, but I would not be surprised if he lost a bit of traction and went into the wall.
Big question, Bob. We saw it yesterday. The safety car, I think it was literally lap 16. The leader, me, did not pit. Everyone else did pit. Luke is not making the mistake I made yesterday. He's not taking any chances. He's in the pits, but is Icewind also going to follow him? He does. We may see a bit of a double stack here from Icewind, but it will not cost him too much time, I don't think, as Matt stays out on these hards, so he's confident he can make it to the end, but everybody else is going to be on softs. I think everybody's going to pit here, apart from Matt, and it's deja vu, I feel, for Matt in this situation.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one for Matt once this race gets underway again.
Yeah, you know exactly, Chief, how this feels. Matt, I guess he feels that he needs to try to do something different, but he's on 9 lap hards, the slowest compound in these conditions, against very fast drivers on fresh softs. That has, I believe, cemented his, I wouldn't say death, that's the hard way to put it, but that has cemented his chances of winning this race. Matt will not win this race, and if he does somehow manage to pull this off, give that guy every driver of the day for the next 3 seasons, because that would be a monumental achievement. But the fact that he's got Luke and Gamer and Icewind, well, Gamer didn't pit, sorry, for softs, so that's a point out, but the fact that he's got Luke and Icewind, 2 Ferrari boys, on softs, that is going to be so difficult for Matt to hold these guys off.
And explain this to me, Bob. Why did our gamer go on to hards? Surely, even if he didn't have his fresh set of softs, he would have had softs that would have got to the end of the race and been considerably faster than these hards.
Yeah, that's another. Well, I was going to say another mistake by Mercedes there, but I don't know the circumstances behind it. But yeah, I would have just stuck on a set of used softs than stick on new hards all day, 7 days a week and twice on a Sunday.
I think that he's either made a mistake or there's been a glitch. We've seen that a few times before where you have a certain tire selected and they put on a different tire anyway. I guess we'll find out after the race, but yeah, that's going to be a difficult time out there for our gamer. He's going to be very susceptible to overtakes from these soft runners from behind and smelt on mediums, fresh mediums as well.
Thing is, Chief, do you know what's going to happen here, right? So we have been doing this a long time, right? And generally when you do something for a long enough time, you kind of see the same things getting repeated over and over again. And what we're going to see, and I think we've already seen it this season, in maybe not this tier, but another tier, is you have a very late safety car. By the time the safety car comes in, there will only be like 3 laps, something like that. Everyone's going to be on fresh softs. Everyone knows there are massive points up for scraps here. It's going to be mayhem. It will be mayhem. People will be sending it down every corner, which is great for the viewers, and it is sometimes quite exciting to watch. But I'm really worried that there will be some people getting taken out here through opportunistic moves. But alas, we will see. There is a blue car? Who's that? Is that Alpine or a Williams? Lagging at the back here.
Alpine, Schooling.
Schooling, yeah. So whenever Schooling will catch up at the back at the end of this lap, the safety car will be in.
Yeah, that will mean 4 laps of racing, 2 without DRS. So, like you say, yeah, at this point, the same thing happened yesterday. Everybody just went, you know what, everything's out the window, let's go. And it was chaotic, but yeah, some guys profited and some guys did not. That's the nature of league racing, I guess, but we're going to see some wacky races here, I think, in the last few laps of this race. The win is up for grabs. Matt is currently leading, but we reckon he is going to struggle to maintain that lead. Luke, GDI, I have to say he's in the best position, P2 on fresh sauce, but Icewind right there behind him, and we saw that he's able to keep up with Luke, GDI. I don't know if he's going to be faster than him, but imagine the scenario. Luke gets past Matt, Icewind gets past Matt, DRS opened, Icewind takes the win on the final lap of the race.
Chief, also, Babs is letting us know that the boys over in Twitch have some calculations to do, apparently, and they were wondering if you could show them the penalties.
Yep.
So,
I actually saw that. I did flash him up there. I did flash him.
Oh, sorry, okay, I didn't see. Forgive me. But yeah, I mean, there won't really be much moves in terms of penalties at the top of the grid because no one has any. Of course, they could have warnings. Actually, do you know what, Chief? That's what I'll check before the safety car comes in. How many warnings have these guys got? I'll check right now.
That'll be super interesting to know, as safety car is indeed in this lap. And Matt's slowing down the field, letting the safety car run up the road because it has to pull into the pits before we can get this one underway. And wonder what's going through Matt's mind right now. I mean, I was in this position yesterday myself after leading most of the race, and it didn't feel good, I have to say. At this point, I kind of like just give in, you know. I just like, all right, it's going to be that kind of race. So.
If I just said quickly before they start, Matt and Luke have no warnings at all. Icewind and Gamer have 2 warnings.
Yeah,
one more and they're getting a pen.
That's huge. That is huge. That is quite huge. I'm definitely in favour of Luke GDI more than Matt, of course. Matt getting underway, runs onto the start-finish straight. Decent start from him, but Luke GDI right behind him. Icewind as well. He's got a really good restart here. These guys running very tightly. Oh, and Luke GDI sends it down the inside on the exit, gets him on the run down to a rouge, so he doesn't even need to make it onto the camel straight before making this move. Icewind will have seen that and knew he has to get a hurry on, and no doubt will engage some ERS. He's got a ERS engage early on, and he almost got run wide onto the grass there. Matt defending for his life. And I guess that's what you have to do if you're on these old hards, but not... Oh, and Icewind trying to go around the outside there, trying to use his superior grip in this situation. It looks like Icewind will send it down the inside, and the door is left open just wide enough for him to make that move. And the question now is, has Luke, you know, that breather that he got... Oh, our gamer's out! Our gamer's into the wall, he's got front wing damage. What happened there, Bob?
Matt seemed to, I don't know if he's getting a bit of contact, but he seemed to struggle on the exit. He got a bit twitchy, and then his car went to the left, which hit the front of our gamer, sending our gamer into the wall.
Virtual safety car, so we are giving a bit of reprieve here as, yeah, our gamer losing out massively there. Matt's still in P5 though, so he lives to tell the tale for another day. Smelto up to P4. JC is P6. I mean, it feels like only a few laps ago I was saying how he wasn't doing too well and usually is pretty fast up at the front of the grid, but he's had a bit of a turnaround, so good to see him up in P6. A run cruiser as well, made a position up to P8, but yeah, I want to look up front here. Icewind and Luke GDI. I think this safety car will be ending, this virtual safety car will be ending fairly soon. Hopefully no one gets any penalties here. Oh, JC gets a 5-second penalty with a severe collision with Matt. So... Oh, and Icewind gets a drive-through, speeding under VSC. So, unfortunately, that basically hands the lead and the win pretty much to Luke GDI. And it's so easy to do that, but that is soul destroying for Icewind.
But the thing is, Chief, was that a legit or was that a glitch?
That could be interesting. So. Unfortunately, Icewind will have to serve that, whether it's glitch or not. JC is getting attacked here from Matt. Actually, sorry,
Oh,
Matt.
was the other way around?
Yeah, all the way around. JC attacking Matt, getting that position. Run Cruiser getting past Lavi Vasul as well. So Run Cruiser up to P7. And wants to maximise these tires. He wants to get as many positions as possible because he does have that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, this is really painful to watch, Matt. There's so much pace here in Spa as he's seen with that pole, but man, that decision not to pit was just catastrophic decision for him because we expected this. He's just sinking like a stone.
Yeah, Run Cruiser all over the gearbox of Matt right now. So Matt looking so good in this race, and unfortunately he's come down to this. He's on 12 lap old hards. Everyone around him on 3 lap old softs or mediums. I mean, if he finishes in the points, fair play to him. But Run Cruiser has got a run down into the bus stop chicane. He has to back out a little bit for this fast left-hander. And I imagine Run Cruiser's going to send it and try to go around the outside here in the bus stop. Matt going deep to block off the move. And I think it's only a matter of time as Icewind sets the fastest lap of the race, showing his pace. But unfortunately, that drive-through is going to cost him big time. It's pretty much taking him out of any chance of points today.
Yeah, I wish watching Rune Cruiser here. He's now lining up Matt. Matt does not have the luxury of DRS. And Rune Cruiser is now just going to sail past here. Matt is now saving. Scullion retired. He's crashed somewhere.
Oh dear, he's out, yes. Start-finish straight, or maybe in the pits. But Icewind taking the lead of the race on the Camel Straight. We are on lap 21 or 22. Usually it's the final lap. You want to do the overtake. But I think Icewind has nothing to lose here by doing this. I mean, if you're Icewind right now, what do you think? You're probably just raging in that cockpit that you've got that penalty. But we'll have a look at it after the race. But I think he's going to have to come in at the end of this lap, isn't he, Bob?
He will have to come in. Otherwise, I think doesn't he get disqualified?
Yeah, it will disqualify him across the line, yeah.
The thing is, I'm wondering, was it a glitch, and that's probably why he's going to finish the race. And if he finishes in first, even though the game will disqualify him, if it was an unfair that penalty, then he would still get the win. So I think that might be the thinking as well. But I tell you what, Chief, Matt is struggling big time on these hards. He is all over the place. He's conserving battery. Larson is just going to zoom straight past him. And right now, Matt drops to P10, Chief, from pole and leading the race. The P10, that goes to show you. Oh, move it to front, Chief. Icewind is pitting. No, he's pitting.
Yeah, Icewind pulled into the pit, so that's him out of the points, I would imagine, as he makes his way through the pits. The walk of shame. It's unfortunate. It does happen. I mean, we're dealing with fine margins here, and obviously he was trying to keep that delta as low as possible, but it's cost him in the end, and he comes out in P12, and yeah, he's got our gamer right behind him now in P15. How times have changed, but let's run up front. Luke GDI is under threat here from Gurla, who potentially could win this race. Gurla is out of ERS, so I mean, I think this is in the bag for Luke GDI. He just has to bring it home at this point. Our gamer, 3-second time penalty at the back of the grid there, but we're running up front here as Gurla doing everything he can to try to force Luke into a mistake. Gurla is still in with a chance of winning this race. Smelto in P3, so it looks like he will finish on the podium.
Yeah, no, Gurla's not going to do it, Chief, and I'll tell you why. He's got 10% battery. Luke has 24, 22. So he's going to deploy everything he's got on this final back straight. Gurla's not going to touch him.
Yeah, Larson on a tear here though. I'm looking at him and he's P8, looking pretty pacey, and that's the pace he had yesterday. He's all coming back to him now. Needs to make a count. He's running out of road here. We're on the last lap and he's P8, but he's got P7 and P6 tantalizingly close ahead of him. And with Run Cruiser with that penalty, he will pick up that place. And yeah, I'll just run on board with Luke GDI as he does head down to the bus stop chicane. Just has to navigate a right hand turn, a left hand turn, and bring it across the line. Another win for Luke GDI, emptying his ERS as he does pick up the checkered flag. Gurla in P2, Smelto the final podium position, and JC in P4 drops down to P7 with those penalties. So Lavi Vasul reserved today, P4 in the end. Basco P5, Larson picks up P6, and JC dropped to P7. Our Run Cruiser then, as his teammate as well, P8, P9, and Matt does get a point. P10 for him. Wow, what a race! What a finale to that race as well. It had everything, ups and downs. The only thing it didn't have was rain today.
Yeah, man. The thing is, I really liked about that is look at the drivers that have been rewarded from, just controlling their race, picking their fights, and look where they get Gerla P2, Smelto from P12 to P3. That's an amazing result. Like Basco P14 gets himself up to P5 after that incident he had whenever he was spun. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of guys getting rewarded here for just good consistent driving, but you gotta give it. Look, raced his heart out to get that race win. Unfortunate for Icewind getting that penalty. That would have been a bit more of a real fight for that race win or race win at the end. And then of course, Chief, the drama with Matt not pitting. Man, how much he's going to rue that decision.
Yeah, it was a tough spot for him today, and I have to say, credit to Luke GDI. He just seemed to make all the right decisions today. Didn't make a wrong move, and in the end, brings it home with full points, 25 points for him. Um, yeah, and Gerla, very impressive from P5 to P2. Smelto from P12 to P3. That has to be a big shout out for driver of the day, as is Basco, as you mentioned, or P14 to P5. Great stuff from the AlphaTauri guys. So I mean, I have to put you on the spot here, Bob. But what do you reckon? Who's driver of the day?
Oh, you really are putting me on the spot. We generally make a rule. We don't go for the race winner. But Luke had to put up. But Luke had to put up quite a lot there, and then Larson also getting himself up to P6, and then Smelt. I can't pick, Chief. I just can't pick. Tricky one. I can't pick. Sorry, I just can't do it. I'm more leaning towards Luke because he really, really had to fight for that. But then Smelto and Girl had done a great job getting up there, and then Larson getting up there. Chief, I can't do it.
I know there's too many to mention. I do think AlphaTauri guys, just based on that starting position and where they ended up. So maybe Smelto or Basco for me, but maybe we'll have a wee bit of chat input. What do you think for driver of the day as we head into the interviews here? Please let us know in the stream chat. We'll have a look at that as we're doing these interviews, and just navigating my way out of the game and enter the interview booth. Let's see who we have waiting in the wings to be interviewed. No one? Okay, that's great. I'm going to bring Gerla in. He's in Jules Jewelry VC channel. Hopefully he doesn't mind us yoinking him into the commentator's booth. Gerla, just wanted to have a wee word with you today. You finished P2 in the end and looked like you might have contested for the win there. Fortunately, ERS was quite low and you weren't able to make that final attack, but I'm sure you're very happy with that P2 finish. How was it for you today?
Yeah, I'm very happy with P2. For this race, I practiced a little bit more than I usually do, so I was expecting a bit better results. But not P2 for sure. I was expecting like maybe I can get into the top 5, but yeah, P2 is. I didn't think I could do it, but I mean, I was a bit lucky as well. I have to admit, with Icewind drive through and Matt and Argamer colliding just in front of me. But yeah, I'm still super happy with P2. And yeah, at the end, I was really trying to go for Luke, but I had to spend a lot of ERS just to catch up to him because I was behind Icewind. And so I got into the DRS, but I couldn't do it on the Camel Straight. And I was running quite low wings, so second and third sector probably he was much faster than I was, and also I had 2 warnings. So in the second sector I was like starting to go a bit to have a little bit of understeer, and I thought just let's not risk it and secure the P2.
Yeah, nicely done there. Yeah, P2, you can't complain about that. There's 2 things I want to ask you about. One is you were with your you were racing with your teammate quite closely for a lot of that race. Was there any team orders there? I know you weren't in VC. I will assume you weren't in VC together, but it did seem like it made sense for you guys maybe to work together a little bit. Just to manage your ERS and let the guy with more ERS ahead just to pull you ahead. But were you thinking that way, or were you just thinking, no, I'm just it's every man for themselves?
No, well, I wasn't in VC with Matt, so I didn't know how much ERS he had. But at least I think he was doing the same. We were trying to work together. Uh, I knew I had a lot lower wings than him on the straight. So the first time I passed him, I had someone behind me as well, and I was catching up to him as well. So I thought, okay, I need to overtake him, or else I don't remember who was behind me. Might overtake us both. So I did overtake him, and then I think he overtook me again the next lap. So yeah, we are kind of working together despite not talking in VC.
Yeah, I was wondering because I did see you swap in position. I was thinking, yeah, that makes sense. So good to see that you're thinking that way about the race in terms of your teammate. The other question I had was, obviously we had a lot of safety cars today, a lot of incidents. What was your thinking then, when you were navigating those decisions, whether to pit or not, or to stay out?
So basically, I I was a bit lucky because at the time of the safety cars I was like around P5, so I could see what the other guys were doing in front of me and like do the same. So in the first safety car, I I don't know why, but I wasn't thinking of pitting. Now that I look of it, pitting was definitely the right option. But at the moment, I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about keep going. But then I saw everyone in front of me pit, so I did the same. And uh, the the second safety car was a bit more tricky because I had Matt just in front of me, so I knew I was gonna get held up by him if he pitted, and so I was thinking I wanted to go into the pits, but if he went into the pits, maybe I wouldn't have gone, and I saw him go for the pit entry, but at the last second he pulled out, so I went in, and yeah, that was basically it.
Okay. Yeah. Looks like a very enjoyable race. Like, I mean, did you have a good time out there, or was it very stressful?
Yeah, I had quite nice battles. Uh, the beginning was a bit stressful because I was battling with our gamer, and I don't know if I was lagging for him as well, but he was really teleporting all over the place for me, so it was really scary to go side by side with him. But the rest was fine. Uh, Enjoyable race.
Yeah, good stuff. Good to hear. And I'm just looking at the last results that we had updated. Obviously, they haven't been updated yet for this race, but you were in P13 with 13 points. P2 is going to make you jump way up that order. So have you got your sights set on a finishing position for the championship this season? Obviously, the title's a wee bit out of reach, but have you got a target position you're trying to get before the end of the championship, or are you just taking each race as it comes?
Yeah, well, I don't know where I'm gonna be after this race, but I would like to get into the top 10 at least at the end of the season. I think there's not too many races left. It's just 3 races left, right? So yeah, I don't know if I'm already in top 10, but I would like to at the end of the season to get into the top 10. Yeah, the last I missed a couple of races, actually 3 I think, and also the races I attended, I didn't really score big points. I think I finished like P10, P9, P8, and so this P2 is very good for me.
Good stuff. Yeah, you've been a nice addition to Tier 2. Um, can be quite intimidating with those fast guys in the tier, but you've done well. You've used your wise old head, your race experience to yeah, to get yourself into contention for some great points for the season. You got Zandvoort next week. How are you feeling about that one?
It's a track that I like a lot, so I'm looking forward to practice and racing on it. So I'm at least I want to get top 5 next race.
Okay, that's a
That's
good
my
target
objective.
to aim for, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually my target for a race is not last, but yeah, top five will do. But yeah, great race from you today. P2 in the end, and some great wheel-to-wheel racing there. So I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that one back. But for now, we're gonna chuck you out and bring in. We've got a few guys waiting in the wings. So thank you for taking the
Yep.
time to speak to us.
Thank you guys. No worries. See you next week.
And with that, we're gonna bring in Icewind. Icewind, want to speak to you, of course. You were looking pretty hot out there today. You had to navigate a lot of different safety car and the different, whether you pit or not. Um, you seem to navigate all that quite well, as did Luke GDI, but unfortunately that VSC, that time that cost you so much. Yeah, you had to pit and
Yep.
yeah, just tell us about that. What happened there?
I'm not sure. I have to check my recording back. Probably, you said I was looking hot out there. It's probably because I have a fever, but yeah, I don't know. I must have just not been paying attention because I was literally like 1 second from complaining when is this VSC gonna end, and then I just immediately got a drive through, and I was like, what? So I literally just completely missed the message that it's ending or whatever happened there. So I'm gonna have to watch that back. So yeah, just obviously just completely my fault. No other uh, reasons there. But yeah, strategy-wise, I think it was pretty straightforward with those safety cars that we got. That I did what I did there. So I don't know. I was a bit surprised. Like Matt decided to stay out there because I knew that he will get like he'll drop like a stone with those old hards versus everybody's fresh softs, and that's just how this game is. So yeah, quality pace, not great, not terrible. Race pace, I knew I would probably get better after a couple of laps because I literally didn't do a single lap of like actual fuel running today. I did like few laps of TT just before the race, hopped in, did a terrible first lap, terrible second lap, and then a pretty good third lap. So yeah, quite happy with that. But yeah, of course that drive-through is something that you just can't take, and it's obviously too much for anything.
Yeah, it's a death knell, isn't it? Once you get that, like
Yep.
especially just after a bunch of safety cars where everybody's running so closely together. So
Yeah.
that was super unfortunate. We will not get to find out. We will not know whether you were going to win that race or not because it looked like you were, in a very good position to, to take that P1 spot at some point in the final phase of the race. I mean, what was your
Yeah.
thinking just before the VSC? Were you thinking you had a chance, or were you thinking P2's probably it for me?
I was just literally thinking that I'm just gonna finish the race and not take any risks there. And so I don't know what would have happened if I didn't take that drive through. Right now, when I got it, I got the DRS on Luke, and I just decided to like blast everything out of my battery and see if I get at least P10 or something at the end. But yeah, P11 I think it was. So just not enough. But yeah, quite surprised with like the race pace that it was as good as it was. Largely, as I said, I didn't really do any practice, but I got some good setup tips from Makender, who says hi to you guys, by the way.
Who says hi? Who says hi?
Makender.
I can't hear him. He's gonna have to come here and say that himself.
Yeah, maybe one day. After his third championship, I will make him.
Right.
We'll physically drag him to Northern Ireland to give you an interview.
Yeah, well, it's gonna happen, isn't it? He's gonna win that title at some point. He's definitely
Yeah.
definitely got the form of it. Yeah, but yeah, you must feel good about that. I mean, obviously how it ended was not great, but there's a lot of good stuff to take away from that. You were able to jump into a race and pretty much almost win it. and then you won last week as well, so you must be in good form right now.
It seems that way. I was a bit worried about this track because like low downforce tracks generally don't really suit me, and you can't really do like too much wing on this track. I think it'll just cost too much, which I don't know. Maybe you guys will interview Matt and he can tell you himself. It looked like he was just running a little bit too much wing to be competitive in that race, but yeah, we'll see. I think that'll work in quali, but in the race it might be looked like he had a bit too much wing.
One other thing before you go is I noticed in quality that your first kind of runs you went out on inters, as did your fellow Finnish compatriot Schooling. What was that about? Were you just laying a bit of extra rubber down for the guys, or what was that?
I was
Just getting
just
warmed up.
saving one set of softs for the race. That's all there is to it. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
Just
that,
wanted to have one fresh set of softs for the race because I took the balanced compound setup. So yeah, that was that.
I thought it was some kind of pro strat thing that we were
No,
like.
it's just cosplaying the esports guys who do it in Q1 every time in PSGL and WOR. So yeah.
All right. Well, pleasure talking to you once again, and congrats on the first part of the race.
P11.
Yeah, it doesn't tell the
Yeah.
tale of the tape, but yeah, I mean a lot of good stuff to take away.
P1 plus 10.
2 P1s, yeah.
Yeah.
We will speak after, so we'll move on to the next interview. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Bye bye. Our gamer, we've got our gamer and then one last interviewee. Our gamer joins us now though, and yeah, we were talking to Icewind there. It was a bit of a bittersweet race for him, but I think you're probably in the same boat. One thing I noticed that you disconnected at a crucial point of the race, lost you a few positions, but you're able to get back in the car. But then tell us about what happened next, where it all fell apart for real.
I feel like the whole race was like falling apart piece by piece. At quali, I invalidated my point 4, and in the race, people were just defending so hard. Like I was also soft. Like just get out of the way, man. Like the race is 22 laps. Get behind me and follow me. But they're just defending so hard. Like, and then by mid race, I had connection. I don't know why, but I reconnected and I was like I think behind Matt or Gerla, and that was just another pain because I think they were driving with each other, so they didn't let me go past, and they were on hard and I was on medium, so they started to be a lot, and I was trying to catch Icewind. He and Luke was P1 and 2, but I was just stuck behind them, and I had to go for it against Matt, but he held on in that lap, and when the AC came out, I picked softs. They gave me heart. I was pissed about that. I said, okay, I can at least get P3 because I feel like I had pace on goal even with my shitty tires, hearts. So, and then Matt said not a pit. I think he should have pit because in Spa you have like the softer tires, so the tire delta is just so high here. So it's just not really worth it to stay out, but he stayed out. And there was like a bit chaos with Luke, Icewind, and Matt, and I tried to slip through because Matt had like a moment. I think turn 9 or 8. I don't know, downhill left-hander before pull on, and I went down the inside. He had a moment on the curb on the outside. He hit me, and I'm dead. Yeah, that's my race.
Yeah, so I mean, a frustrating one. I can hear it in your voice. Very frustrating race for you, but there was some takeaways from that, some positive things. Um, Obviously, you were able to make some positions up there and navigate some of those safety cars, and make some good decisions. And it looked like at one point, like you had the pace to win the race, and I'm sure maybe that crossed your mind at some point in the race also. But yeah, that's league race, isn't it? You go from hero to zero pretty quickly. Sometimes, unfortunately, and today was one of those days for you.
Yeah, I don't know if I had pace to win, to be honest. I think Luke was faster and Icewind was, Icewind is tier 1. So he'll be ahead, but I think I don't know, he had something against it or something and he fell back. So, looking back, I can see a P2 in the cards, good for a championship, but now it's all done and I feel I'm out. And, good luck to Luke and Room Cruiser. I feel like they have the pace and yeah, I think they deserve a championship, each of them.
Yeah, well, in your favor is the fact that Run Cruiser didn't score too many points today. He had his own troubles, including a penalty, which put him, I think, a P9 in the end, I think. Don't quote me on that. So you're not entirely out of the championship. I know that there's only a few races left, 3 in fact, but that's 75 points, and anything can happen.
Nah.
Anything can happen, man. I've seen it
no,
before.
I
I've been doing this a long
that-
time. I've seen it before, but I would keep your head in the game, man. You never know what's going to happen.
No, I literally don't have pace and Luke and Drone Cruiser. They can, if they drive sensibly like Luke did today. I don't know what happened to Drone Cruiser, but if they drive the race, they'll win, guaranteed, 100%. Even before the season began, like it was equals who's not even driving. Smelto, Basco, Drone Cruise, like just half the fucking field. I'm sorry, half the field is faster than me. I don't have pace. I have to, win at these moments. This race, like Spa, is the moment when Room Cruiser is P8. I should be there in P2 to get the points. I should be, the one consistently getting, podium, maybe a lucky win. But if I'm not there, I can win on pace alone. Even when I thought about like pitting for the softs, when I had hearts, or I don't know what I had, but I was gonna be at the back of the field. I said no because I don't have pace to overtake like a million drivers like Room Cruiser or Icewind or Luke can. I'm just happy to be behind them, following in the DRS. So and that didn't happen today. So yeah, I feel like it's not possible to win anymore.
Well, with that being said, I mean, is there any takeaways are you trying to grow as a driver, from these experiences? Like, what would you do different today? Is there things you can reflect on that will benefit you in future races and maybe get you that elusive title?
For hopefully Cody's fixed their game. First of all, second of all, if you're on hards, just don't defend. Like the race is long. Just, even Gypsy like says it like a million times, and he's here in the com. Like if you're on hard, just stay. Like you lose race time. Think about the race time. Don't think about this lap or next lap. If you're on hard and I'm on mediums, my mediums will fall off by the end. So just
Yeah, you can see what
smarter.
You can see what I'm saying, Gamer. Whenever I talk about this, it's like some people think, "Oh, look, we're all entitled to race," and everyone is entitled to race for every position. And to be fair, those guys are entitled to race you on on those tires. However, it just doesn't make good sense for either person to fight that, because if the guy in front is on hards and you're on fresh softs, and you've already got a lot of pace on them anyway, you're going to pass them regardless. All they're doing is burning up their own battery and wasting their own time and burning up their own tires. It would be far better to just maybe not let you pass, but not fight it as much, and then try and use their slipstream and their DRS to pull them along. I mean, it's just, as we often say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And using that analogy or using that kind of mindset of how to approach your race, not using too much battery, always conserving for whenever you need it, not fighting people that you don't need to fight, picking your moments. It all comes together to getting these good results.
Yeah, agreed.
Amen.
But I mean, I say these things quite a lot. I'm quite honest and direct on the chat, and I'm sure people probably find me annoying, whatever. But I don't say anything for effect, really. I just say it as what I honestly believe. Whenever I say things, I'm passionate, I'm being honest, I'm being direct. There's no kind of innuendo about it. Like, I know I'm going off topic here, but whenever we're talking about the penalties, I'm thinking we should start penalising people harder for stuff, because it will hopefully try and drive them to stop doing their issues. Because if they send it on someone and hit them and then they get, like 2 penalty points, oh well, big deal, move on. Whereas if they start getting like quality bans, race bans, and maybe even seats getting up for, review, then it should then start to give them second thoughts. Hang on a minute, this would be a risky move if I start doing this. I might, get a quality ban and it'll affect my season, whatever. So I don't know. It's just like I know a lot of people play this casually as an arcade game, but if you really want to do well and prolong your time here, it's all about approaching your race from a logical mindset.
Our gamers had a bad race
Tipsy
when
has
they agrees with Tipsy Bob.
Tipsy has gone away off the rails, man. Yeah.
What have you done,
I think
man?
Matt is waiting.
It's
but
you who
he's
started this?
waiting, man.
Yeah, we can continue this discussion another time.
Yeah.
But our gamer, sorry to see what transpired today. But yeah, I would still keep your head in the game. You don't know what's going to happen. Those two could take each other out, and you could get 25 points, which would pretty much put you on par with Run Cruiser. But yeah, it's a hard one to swallow, and it is. The light is fading, as they say, but you've had a good run this season, and hopefully, even if you're not going for the title, you can have some more fun in the following 3 races of this season. And I just want to finally thank you for your time in the interview booth. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you.
Yeah, so we've had a man in the wings here. He's the last guy we're going to interview. It's Matt from today's race, driving the McLaren, and we saw how that went down for you, Matt, today. And yeah, I just wanted to bring you in for an interview just to get your own take on that. What happened? Obviously, hindsight's a great thing. You can look back and go, maybe I should have pitted under that safety car and not stayed out on old hards. But yeah, I just want to hear your take, pretty much.
Yeah, first of all, I gotta say I have to do my apologies to other people I hit on the track because I was really pissed about my strategy and I was not even smooth on throttle, which indeed Gamer paid the price for, but yeah, I'm really sorry for him because he's a very good friend of mine and all of you people are very good people and have a good mindset, but I was really pissed because of so much safety cars. I mean, yeah, with ifs we can redo a world, but yeah, I don't know.
Let me tell you a story that might comfort you
Too
somewhat.
many safety cars.
We did a race yesterday. We didn't broadcast it, unfortunately, but I was leading the race by 2 seconds, and I was in a pretty good spot, and a safety car came out, and I decided, in my infinite wisdom, not to pit because I could go to the end, and literally every car behind me pitted for fresh tires, and I was in exactly the same position as you, so I feel your pain. Yeah, and it just didn't work out today. It is an unfortunate aspect of league racing, the amount of safety cars we get, and yeah, it does suck whenever you're just having a race and you just want to have like all laps to be green flag conditions, but unfortunately that's the roll of the dice, and sometimes you come out tops and sometimes you don't. So it's a hard one for you to swallow today, but hopefully there was some goodness came out of today's race. Like there are some positives. Obviously, you had very good pace in quali and in race, and in contention for the win. Has to be said. So. We were saying on stream, it was Bob mainly pointing it out, that in practice in Miami it was unfortunate you didn't make it to the race, but in practice you were looking like you had formidable pace. So over the last few seasons we've seen that just grow and grow. So I did see your comments in chat about resigning, and hopefully I'm not going to accept your resignation right now. I mean, if you want to think about it and tell me tomorrow, sure, but like I would ask you to reconsider, and because we always like seeing you on track.
Yeah, we don't accept Matt's resignation, so you're just gonna have to turn up next week, Matt.
No, fuck's sake. Oh, sorry for the bad words. Oh,
listen, dude. If I can just say, like, I was watching, right, and whenever, well, it was a good job I was watching, wasn't it, Chief? I was commentating. But anyway, so I was watching, and I seen you whenever you didn't come in, I was like on the stream, I was like, that is absolutely catastrophic for Matt's race. He's going to sink like a stone. And then I seen the incident with Gamer, but look, you can't be too hard on yourself, Matt, because you were near the very, very end of that race and you were on worn hards. Everyone around you were on fresh softs, right? And you were getting attacked from every angle. And so look, it's natural that your head would be getting fried. There was a guy trying to go around your right. There was a guy even bumping you in the rear. There was a guy going down your left. It's like, I think that it was quite an extreme circumstance for you, that it just made it so much difficult for you that you shouldn't be too hard on yourself. It was just simply that strategy call that cost it. And then, of course, everything else is just a knock-on effect. But you, as a Matt, or the other Matt, the old Matt, we'll say, as he pointed out, I was really disappointed that I didn't see you last week. I know you had other things going on. I've seen you practice. Your pace is incredible, dude. And then today, getting that pole was amazing. You had so much fantastic pace. It would be such a shame that if you didn't, if you did step down. I personally would love to have you here. It's nice having Frenchies on the grid, because then I can flex my 3 words of French that I know. But just generally, honestly, it is great having you here. It's great having Kiko here. And I just hope that you at least finish the season, and then maybe if you wanted to step down, then fair enough. But if you could finish the season too, that would be just fantastic for us. But look, at the end of the day, it's your decision, man, and it's your decision what counts. But I know that me and Chief and many others would be quite sad if you did step down.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but obviously it's your own decision, so you have a thing about that. But yeah, we would miss you on track, and yeah, hopefully you can reconsider that decision. Because I'm looking at the results standing, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted that you don't have more points to your name, and that McLaren aren't at the top of the constructors right now. Because both you and Gerla make pretty formidable teammates. Both have a lot of pace, and I think it's just a case of getting everything to work cohesively as a unit, and just putting all the experience. But it's hard out there, bro. It's hard to make the right call, and some you win, some you lose. But anyway, I mean, Zandvoort's the next track, and I'd say you'd be pretty fast there. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I had a feeling. Yeah. So maybe we'll see you in track, but maybe, yeah, whatever the decision, we respect it.
Maybe
And,
you'll see me as a reserve. We don't know.
yeah, just quit as
Yeah.
a full-time driver and reserve the rest of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit stupid. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Um. Yeah, as you said. Just a quick note about my setup. I had very high wings, no strain line pin whatsoever. So I was not even trying to defend on the straights because I knew people were gonna pass me. But what I thought was, I thought I was good in the corners because of my wings, indeed. But maybe I overthought that it will compensate the loss of grip with the hards, which it obviously didn't, and ended up that badly. And I'm sorry that the FIA will have to do so much work because a big part of me. And just wanted to do a quick shout out to all the people running the league as well.
Yep, appreciate
Because
it.
you're doing a very good job running 3 tiers, dealing with people humors like mine's. And I know I'm not the only one here, but some people hide it better than others, and I don't wanna hide it when I'm pissed, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's maybe a bit French, I might say, and a cliche, but yes. Thank you very much, guys.
No, we appreciate it, and we'll let you go and yeah, lament on what could have been
Have a
today.
snack.
Okay, we'll speak later, Matt.
Bonsoir, Matt.
Bonsoir, everyone.
And there we have it. I love those kind of interviews though, where you get that raw emotion, that like
Mm-hmm.
they're really genuinely into it, and it means a lot to them. and you know, I'm sure we can all empathize with Matt a little bit there. You know, we've
Yeah.
all been in that spot. Maybe some more than others.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
I like to hear it too, Chief, because yeah, you know, I'm quite passionate, you know, about it as well, and I can totally relate to whenever guys have such great races, but equally whenever they get taken out. Like our gamer got took out in Baku, remember that, or was it Canada? Sorry, he set up to win the race, and then he got taken out under the safety car. That man, he was going to win the race. Like that's just devastating. And then he was in a fantastic position today, and of course he had that incident with Matt. It's devastating, these incidents, but just hearing the raw emotion from people, I get it. People try so hard to win it, you know, when these races, the competition is quite high for SLR in tier 2 and tier 1 for sure. That it's like, you know, it's so understandable that people feel so deflated. But look, that means that they're invested. That means they care, and that's all we care about is just people, you know, care.
yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster, league racing. It really is. Get the highs and the lows, and they're very high and they're very low sometimes. Um, but I think that, yeah, on that note, we'll round up this stream. We've been doing it for quite a while, and we've interviewed half the league, I think. And yeah, we've read all the chat comments, some really nice feedback there from guys, and some nice interaction. So appreciate you guys in chat. Hit that like if you haven't done so already, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's been a pleasure doing the comms with you once again, Tipsy Bob, and you may see us on the mic again before the season's out. So appreciate your hard work
Alright,
today. Okay, and tomorrow is the big one, Tier 1 at Spa. We'll be here with Lepson and Fabulous, I call him, and very much looking forward to that one. All the top guys in SLR, no assists. Tune in and check it out. Thanks everybody for watching again, and we'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.